Well, good morning, everybody. We're gonna try and give it a run this morning. It's still a touch wet, but we can fill this whole side over here that I'm standing on. It's pretty dry. Probably gonna have to rip that right there and let it dry today. It took water, so we didn't have our compactor out here yet. We got it now, but we walked it in the best we could, but it still took some water. But this right here's, this is plenty good enough to fill on top of. So we may start filling down through here, getting the building pad cut in. Not exactly sure how I'm gonna rip that there. Don't have rippers on the dozer or loader. May just take the corner of the blade and rip it, kind of plow it, turn it over and let it be drying today. Or I may just push it up in a damn pile and haul it off. Don't really know yet. It wasn't but hell 4 or 5 loads of dirt, if that. But we've got all this over here to still strip. He wanted to save it in case we needed dirt to build detention ponds and topsoil stuff back and whatever. So it's kind of annoying because that's half the damn fill right there. Half the area that needs filled, and this is the other half I'm standing on. So I'm gonna get all these machines fired up, and we may start moving some dirt here in a little bit. But I'll turn the camera back on when we decide what we're gonna do. Well, good morning, everybody. We decided here for the first little bit that we're just going to use the dozer and the loader. It's like the most efficient way. For the time being. It's just too close to load in the truck. So we're gonna dig it out with the loader for now. item on my honey-do list. Having to fix the door handle. heater works in this thing. Just got the kit put on that show or on that roller Saturday. Oh yeah, we got some heat. Yeah. It's good. I'm talking about. Got a little heat in here. him put it down. It'll just be more. He'll get it down a lot quicker than I can in this motor. Gotta go down. Surely ain't that low. We're gonna get our grade figured out here in just a second. I'll be right back. Alright folks, we got our grade kind of figured out. Kind of what we needed to do and how we needed to go about it. Just cut the way over here. Pretty good. It's too close to truck it. It's a little too far to push it. It's just perfect carrying the loader. So that's what we're doing. Pretty close. A little high. I'd rather be high than low. Just feel something like that. It's working pretty good. I can focus on just carrying the dirt. He's knocking it down with a dozer, where I'm not having to worry about it. I can just stay focused on hogging this dirt out. It's working pretty good. Granted, I could do every bit of this with a loader, but he's here, the dozer's here, so might as well tag team it. jump on the roller real quick and mash this in, and I'll be right back. Pause the video sometime. Anyway, what I was saying, the drum we're pulling on this compactor. We'll get it fixed. Out today. It's going good so far. Alright folks, we'll turn this camera off. I'll catch you guys here in a minute when I get back to the Alrighty folks, I parked the loader right in the daggum way, but we've moved a bunch of dirt today. I'm going to take this track hoe and there's a main road right there and our silt fence and everything, and I was getting, am I going to hit my butt on that thing? I was getting up there pretty close where I was gonna start pushing dirt out in the road if I wasn't careful. So I'm gonna take this track hoe and pull the rest of this cut. Away from the main road and our silt fence there. And that'll keep the city happy, making sure our silt fence doesn't get damaged. Trying to make sure I don't hit my booty. It's pretty good dirt so far. But we just been hammering down. I got a bunch of footage this morning of cutting this with a loader, carrying dirt, and doing so. I've just been hammering down. I figured I'd turn the camera on here for something new. Whew, I gotta turn my heat seat off. God almighty. I forgot I had it on and my butt was on fire, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out what in the world. I gotta get my 2D GPS working again. It just indicates all it is, but it really helps with this, where I don't have to get out of the machine and check grade. Hope I don't tear that street sign out. But if I do, I do. It's in the way. I need to go grab my grade rod here in just a second. I think I'm pretty close, but can't hardly tell. Just kind of digging in the dark here. I got a little low right here, 2 or 3 inches, probably 4 inches. So I'm gonna pull some of this back like this. give us plenty of dirt to fill this in just a hair. It wasn't anything horrible. It was a couple inches in some spots. I got a little deep here. Like, I think I was 3.5 inches deep right here. So we'll just make sure that we got all this on grade. And I'd say that's pretty dadgum close. I can see a spot over there that I know I was on grade over there. All right, folks, let me make sure I'm getting on grade here, and I'll turn this camera back on in just a second when we get moving some of this dirt with the loader. Well, folks, we have we punted a little here. That's awful dirt right there. I got back here into this sandstone material and was having a really hard time digging it out with a loader. So we decided to fire the old Traco up. It's kind of shameful to load it in a truck and haul it as far as we're fixing to haul it, but it's being really hard on the loader, and there's no sense in it. We've got a Traco and a truck here to dig this stuff out. It's just a really hard. It's a good material. Don't get me wrong. It's a good hard sandstone material, but it is just a little hard on the loader to dig. That's a freaking load of mud right there. I need to dig out some better material to mix in with that. I mean, you guys can see there it's smoking the teeth on this Traco, so you can imagine what it was doing to that loader. Something's squeaking on here. I don't know what it is. I just greased it like 10 hours ago. Probably less than that. I don't know what would be squeaking. This is kind of that same material that I was digging out there on that last job I was on, building that building pad. It was pretty much the same material, and I was kind of nervous about the material, how it would be, and it ended up being really good material, so I think it'll be fine. I'm not set up the greatest right here, but I gotta kind of get my cut started before I get set up the way I want. Plus, I love to fire this truck up because it is a great proof roller. So we'll be able to proof roll a couple of these lifts and see what make sure this sandier material, make sure this sandier stuff is gonna pass. Which it should. I'm gonna mix some of this drier material into that muddier stuff. Old Brutus hadn't been used in a while. I'd say he was probably feeling neglected. But I mean, on this job, it's not really worth, the way this job is, it's not really worth trucking this stuff. Oh yeah, that's hard. That's backing good. He didn't even leave a tire track in. Trying to get this edge cleaned up so he can get a little closer to me. This wouldn't be worth a damn to build a pond out of, but it's going to be good to do what we're doing. That is just terrible dirt. A little bit of clay down there. It's a little wet, but it's all right. Yeah, that loader would have had a very difficult time digging through that. It's a stout machine, but its whole thing is traction, and when you get on top of a sheet of rock like that, the tracks can't get a bite. Oh boy. That'll be fun to put down. For the customer's sake, at least it's sandstone and it's not limestone. He's already spent a wart at rock, so thankfully we didn't find more rock. That would have kind of been a kick in the teeth, because we spent all that money on shot rock, and we'd had to hammer out 30 truckloads of rock back here. That would have sucked. Oh, we could have used it for fill, but we'd have had to spend a little extra time and hammer it up a little bit finer, or we could put it in with a dozer. Definitely have a good base to build his building on back here, that's for sure. We got to put that on a 1.5 to 1 and rip wrap it. Oh yeah, it's barely even cutting down. It's I'd say 97, 98%. if not better. That's how you know it's a short haul when the damn bed ain't come back down yet. Bed didn't even have time to cycle all the way back down. Hopefully this rain holds off tomorrow. I don't think it's going to hold off Friday, but I'm really hoping we can at least get one more day in, so we can get all the dirt that's on site put down and compacted in one more day. There ain't 40 more loads of dirt left on site. That'll be nice to get it all out of here, and then we can really what we need to do is get this slope fixed where we can put the riprap on the slope with a traco, and then we haul the traco out of here to the dirt pit. I think we've got a dirt pit lined up. We can buy some dirt for the customer, sell it to the customer. Obviously he's going to have to pay us to load it, put it down, and all that kind of stuff, pay for trucking. But golly, that ain't good. I don't know how high above grade that rock is. What the world's Brother Rick doing here? I'm not real sure why I'm in one of those ironclad trucks just showed up. They're not hauling any material. I guess he's lost. Did you miss us, Rick? I'm gonna get one more load in let you guys watch for one more load, and then I'm just gonna start hammering down. I've already got probably an hour worth of footage from today, so that'll make a pretty good video here for you guys. Traco really don't want to dig this stuff. It'll dig it, but it's putting out. It makes a great base, so I know that. I was a little leery about sandstone. First build pad I built out of it, and it passed every proof roll we did to it. So now I'm just like, hell yeah, I'll take sandstone all day long. It's a little aggravating to finish sometimes when you get these big rocks, but it makes a great base. I could have dug it with a loader, but it's an old loader and I didn't want a hard timer like that, so we'll get the good stout newer Traco and let her rip. Fairly certain that that's going to be high back here. I have to go probably put that 2-foot bucket on and rip through this stuff. They'll play hell digging their footers in that. That's a fact. Alright folks, we're fixing to call it a day here. It's we got about another hour and a half, and we're gonna call it a day. I almost drove off and didn't end the video, but we got a bunch of fill in today. We got about probably 50 more loads on site. We should get that knocked out tomorrow if it doesn't rain. Mechanic's putting AC on my loader, and got my fuel trailer blocked in by the digger, and we'll be back in the morning if it don't rain. So appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next one.